So as you can see, we have got a lovely new set of brand new custom coilovers for the little micro here. Now these have been provided by ICB Racing. We do have coilovers on it already. They are my own brand, so we badge GizFab. Unfortunately, we've kind of exhausted all the options with the factory that produces those, and they just don't produce any off-the-shelf components to take that kit to the next level. Fantastic kit for road use, fantastic kit for track days, but for what we're using the car for, 300 horsepower, wide track, extra wide wheels with extra wide semi-slicks in a high grip circuit environment, the car is just isn't reacting the way I would like it to. So ICB Racing is a sponsor of the Time Attack series, so I thought I would give them a message to see if they would be happy to help. So I dealt with a guy called Tom Lambert at ICB Racing, who also did Time Attack last couple of years, so they were already aware of a little micro here. I gave Tom all of the technical data of the car, the suspension, motion ratio, the tyre size, power, etc. And we've come with this custom build coilover set for the little micro here. Now this is a custom build specific for our car. That doesn't mean you can't go and order it. You'll have to obviously message them and ask for the same setup, but this isn't a configuration that you can buy from BC off their website. This has been tailored specifically for our little micro here. So what's different about it? Well, we're using their DS range of damper, which is a digressively dampered system. So we've had to go with the DS series. Now that doesn't mean it's an inferior product, it's still a damper designed for race use. The difference between this and their like BR series damper is the actual thickness of the damper, the size of the valve, the fluid is different inside, and it just dampens a lot differently in ways that I don't really understand. I just know that this is what we hopefully need to get the micro handling a lot better. The issues we've got with the micro handling is that it understeers everywhere, and I'm just hoping that this is one way to dial that out. We've also got that weird suspension oscillation issue that we've had throughout a couple of years, and help promote a bit of oversteer into the car, which would be nice. Now I really wanted their ZR series damper, which is the one with the external reservoir, which allows you to adjust the rebound and damping independently to each other. But unfortunately they don't manufacture a ZR series damper to fit this configuration on this car. So we've gone with their DS series, which is the next best thing. So I just want to come out and say that this is not a sponsored part. However, we did come to some sort of arrangement, and it did give me a very, very good price on these. So I'm happy to work with BC from here going forward. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna fit these to the little micro here. Now, just to give you a bit of context, it's currently Friday the 21st, and a week on Sunday, we are meant to be at rounds 1 and 2 at Time Attack UK. Unfortunately, I've come down with a massive tooth abscess this week, and I'm not feeling great at the moment, but the car needs to be done. But I'm going to persevere this evening, and we're going to get these bad boys fitted. So come along for the journey. So we need a baseline for the ride height. So these dampers are going to react differently to these dampers. So what I'm going to do as a starting point is just set them up roughly to the same height. Like so. I think that's about where I want to be. And then obviously once we've got it back on the ground and all 4 wheels, we can then adjust it a bit more. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's go get this first one on the car, and then we can see where we're at. So we've got the front struts on at least. Now I just want to talk about the camber adjustment on the BCs for a second. Now coming over to our old setup, which we've just taken off, as you can see we've got an elongated top hole here, and that allowed us to adjust the camber. We didn't really have any camber adjustment in the top mount here. Now I thought the BCs would have been solid hole at the bottom because they've got this adjuster at the top, but not strictly the case. The BCs also have the elongated hole on the top here, but also this camber adjustment here. So I'm hoping we can get away with having the bottom bolt all the way in. An issue we had last year is that when we hit a curb, what would happen is that if this top bolt hole wasn't excruciatingly tight, it would knock the camber to full camber, and then that messed with the handling of the car quite a bit. And that happened quite a lot last year, so I'm hoping when we take it for a geo at some point next week, we should be able to get the camber if we need, because we run about 2.5 degrees of camber on the front, so I'm hoping we can leave that not adjusted and hopefully just adjust the camber by the top mounts. Now I've already planned to modify the top mounts on these using EP3 yellow speed top mounts because they've got camber and caster adjustment in the top mount. Ilya has just done that same modification to his Clio, but that involves a lot of work to the strut tower, so that will have to be a job for the summer break if all being well. Anyway, that's the front of the car done, so we're going to come to the back now. Now the back on these is a bit of an odd setup, a setup that is actually going to go in the bin when we eventually fit the 4-wheel drive system to it, as we'll have to fit Pulsar GTIR rears to that, and that's a McPherson strut, the same as the front, and the rear is a separate shock and a separate spring. So a bit more of a fiddly job to do on the rear, especially by myself, but we're gonna give it a go. There we go, BC coilovers installed. The rear end is looking nice and the front end also looking nice, but I have sort of noticed that this piece of steel here has been hitting the tyre at some point, so we may need to do some clearancing on that with an angle grinder. Might just need to sort of cut that lip off and then rolled it back up with the MIG welder. So now what I need to do is I need to put the panels back on it, and then I need to nip it down the road to Adam at Skegness Tyre to get the geo done. We haven't really got time to corner weight it, so we're going to have to wing it, which is what we're known for. So yeah, any questions, pop them down below, I'll answer them for you. Other than that, like, share, subscribe, tell your nan, love you, see you, bye. See you in the next video.